agenda. First item is invocation by myself, followed by a pledge to the American Texas flag by Councilman Daniels. Then graduation of the Louisville Citizens University members. Now, are you doing that? Yes. Okay. Then we've got consideration of items related to the May 6th City Council election. Julie will canvass the returns, and then we'll consider a resolution declaring the results of the election. Then we'll present this certificate to one of the new people. I don't know who they are.
Some dude.
Okay. And the swearing in. Then a proclamation.
Will there really be swearing though? Because it could be entertaining.
Yeah. Neil, you got the proclamation? Okay. Then a presentation by Chief Curbo. You ready for that? And I think I'm not going to be down there. I'll be. Don't want to stand that long. So. Okay. Then public hearing. G.
On this public hearing, I wanted Richard to give you some of the highlights. This is really an important project for Old Town, and I just wanted to make sure everyone understood exactly what's happening with this project.
Give me just one moment to get the presentation set up. There we go. Hey, good evening, Mayor and council members. You may recall back in February, plan development was approved for this site on 5.5 acres, and it consisted of one building with 268 units. That developer was unable to move forward with that project, but another developer was standing in line. They were able to add 3.3 acres on the north end of the site, and so that allowed them to increase the number of units. Same density, 42 units per acre, and a total of 368 units. The configuration changed somewhat. The previous was one building. This is 3 individual buildings. The building here in the southwestern corner is a kind of a courtyard-shaped building that surrounds a pool. It will be 3 stories. The other 2 buildings are very unique. They're going to be built on a podium, and that means the bottom floor will be a concrete frame built to commercial standards, and then it'll be residential wood construction on 4 floors above. And I could show you the, let me go ahead and, here we go. In the elevations, yeah, this is the elevation of the 3-story building at the central part. This is the building on the southwestern corner, and it'll have flex space on the ground floor, which could be converted into commercial at a later date as the market ripens in the Old Town area. And then this is an elevation of the back building, and I'll go back to the site plan. It's kind of an L-shaped building, and it'll have parking underneath the podium and then 4 levels of residential on top. 2 variances are requested with this development. One is for the parking ratio, 1.4 spaces per unit, and that was approved with the previous PD. And then also to allow alternative screening adjacent to the industrial uses that are here on the southwest portion of the site. They're proposing wrought iron with live screening, and both of those were approved with the previous. Staff has no objections with that. As far as materials, they're committed to 80% brick and stone on the street frontages and along the elevations visible from the train track. So very high quality project with a lot of amenities. And with that, I'll keep it brief. Be glad to answer any questions if you have any at this time.
Anybody have any questions?
It's a great project. It's something that we've been working on for a very, very long time.
20 years?
About 20 years, Mayor. About 20.
Okay.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on. At the Visitor Citizens Forum. Then the consent agenda, item 1.
Item 1 is a project that relates to the dam project, and I wanted Keith to spend just a few minutes walking you through some of the impacts of this change.
All right, real quick, I know we're running around. We've got Louisville Lake, the dam down here on the south end. Everybody's aware that they did some They got a project coming to do some rehabilitation, a couple of seepage areas, some erosion out by the spillway, One of the impacts to us is that we do have 2 water lines out there that we will need to relocate as a result of that work on what they're calling seepage area number 1. We've been working actually in partnership with the Corps of Engineers to facilitate our piece of the project. We believe we're going to partner with them during the construction, and their contractor will actually build our relocated water lines. They're at 65% design right now. They plan to be at 95% by September of this year, and then a package ready for construction by March of 18. Probably construction starting late 2018, early 2019. We did engage in November 2016. We engaged HDR Engineering to do the detailed engineering design for our portion of the work. What they've been doing, I said detailed, the preliminary engineering. They've been doing data collection, condition assessment on those 2 pipelines, some site reconnaissance, some environmental work, coordination with the Corps of Engineers, and they produced a conceptual design. What we got tonight, we're actually going to do the detailed design piece of the contract. Some of the considerations: cost effective, risk of future relocation, allowing access and maintenance, minimize environmental impacts, and that's a big thing I want to talk about tonight. So here's a big picture of Leela. Entrance gate over here, pavilion here, our older Louisville intake structure here, and then over here we've got the combined intake structure where we take the untreated water from the lake and pump it through our 2 pipelines up to our water treatment plant. So here we're zoomed way in. This is still the old Louisville intake structure. Here's our 2 water lines that traverse Leela and go up to the water plant. And then that is where the Corps of Engineers is going to work on seepage area number 1, right on top of our water lines. So we do have to relocate those 2 water lines. This gets really busy, but what we did was looked at options. I'd go back real quick and point out, this is the overhead power line corridor. So one of our options was to come straight down, intercept our 2 lines, straight down into the power corridor. And on both options, we looked at a shorter run or a longer run. We were concerned about this area needing to be relocated again, so we kind of came further west. The other option we looked at cut through the trees here, just south of Leela Access Road. And going through the analysis on these 2 options, we started talking with the Corps of Engineers and came to realize that they are going to build a bypass access road for the public parallel to the existing access road. They will be using they'll be using that public access road to get people down to the pavilion into Leela. Their truck traffic is going to run on that existing access road. They want to keep those vehicles separate from their construction trucks. So what we settled on for a final alignment is using this corridor that they are going to construct. They're going to remove some trees through here. They're going to construct that road, and we're going to locate our pipeline right on the south side. Let them clear it, put the pipes in, and then let them build the access road. Then they'll divert the traffic to that access road while they work on that seepage area.
That's really mainly what I wanted you to see as part of this presentation. That means there's going to be tree removal, and you're going to have some pushback. You're going to clear.
That's happening regardless.
Yes.
That's happening regardless. That's not the city driving this change. The Corps already has this change planned.
Okay.
So it's minimized.
Which minimizes the amount of tree removal. If you go back and look at either of our options, we were going to have to take trees out for either of our options.
Sure.
So by co-locating in their area, we're going to preserve more trees.
And they're okay with that?
Yes, and again, they are in favor of that. Their contractor is going to build our pipeline, and we're going to pay for that. We'll bring that agreement to you later this year, but this will make it easier for their contractor as well. So it's a win-win all the way around. So here's some benefits. We already talked about that. Task 9 is what's on the agenda tonight. Detailed design for that alignment. There'll be one more later on, which will be construction phase services and bid services. What does our engineer have to do during those processes in partnership with the Corps of Engineers? So you'll see us again for that. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, good. Move on to item number 2, under consent. Item 3. Item 4.
Item 4, this is an item that was not part of your original adopted legislative priorities, and it's the PACE program, House Bill 2654, which we'd like to take a position on, but without your authorization, we can't do that. I know most of you have been very supportive of the PACE initiative. It did go to committee today, and did it get voted out? Where's James?
They haven't posted the results of the committee.
Okay, so we don't know. So with your approval, we will be sending letters under the mayor's signature in support of this legislation.
Anybody have a problem with it?
Not at all.
Okay. Now to regular hearings, item 5. Item 6.
Good to see that.
Item 7. Item 8. Okay. That's it. We'll reconvene at 7 o'clock out in the main chamber. 7 o'clock, we'll call the regular session of the City Council to order. First item will be invocation given by myself, and followed by the pledge to the American and Texas flag by Councilman Daniels. If you would join me in a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Will you join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay. Now we're down to the graduation of the 2016-17 Louisville Citizens University members.
Okay, it is my distinct pleasure to announce the graduates of the second Louisville Citizens University class. I'm going to read off the plaque, and then I'm going to call your names individually. In recognition of your commitment to completing the Louisville Citizens University comprehensive curriculum, your participation in this leadership development and community education program demonstrates your interest in municipal government services, operations, and decision-making processes. The accomplishment displays your community pride and spirit. With respect and appreciation, the Louisville City Council and staff seek your continued participation in civic affairs. By the authority vested in me, in Mayor Durham, Mayor of the City of Louisville, I have issued this honor on the 15th of May, 2017. Ms. Barbara Snyder, come on up. Can I ask you to stay up here? I'm going to read these off pretty fast. Ms. Brandy Billings. Cindy Meredith. Iram Ali. James D. Casey Sr. Joe Rogers. Thank you. Congratulations. Kenneth Scruggs. Fill out on the side. Marie Tyson. Michelle Rinkovich. Did I say that right? I don't know about like this one. Rosario Clyer. Sheila Taylor. Steve Sprayberry. Tracy Kirk. I don't know if Tracy's with us today. Thomas Grubbs. Vicky Macias. Macias? Macias? How do you say that?
You said it right the first time.
Okay. William Scholl. Thank you. Heather Goodwin. And Carolyn Goodwin. They're not here tonight? Okay. So on behalf of the city, we want to congratulate you guys. We're going to try to get a picture with everyone. And I know the first class is here to support you as well. And we hope you guys continue being involved in the city and that you take this and advance your way in the city and help us out because we need your help as citizens. Thank you. That's good.
Make sure we can see everybody. Thank you, guys.
Item D, City Secretary.
I'll read the results from the election. In Councilman Place Number 1, Carolyn Wright received 822 votes, which was 32.44%. Penny A. Mallett received 279 votes, which was 11.01%. John Dalvig received 240 votes, which was 9.47%. Gail R.T. Wilson received 154 votes, which was 6.08%. Bob Troyer received 1,039 votes, which was 41%. In Councilman Place Number 3, T.J. Gilmore received 1,553 votes, which was 59.16%. And Elena K. Claros received 1,072 votes, which was 40.84%. We had a total of 3,042 voters.
Okay. Next item is consideration of a resolution declaring the results of the city council election. Councilman Ferguson?
Yes. I move that we resolve that the results of the city council election are official.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. We're going down now? Okay.
No, she's leaving you out here. Thank you, Mayor.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
No pictures.
No pictures. Last chance. There we go. There we go. Case guys. Thanks.
Okay. Congratulations.
Howell's always got my back. Thank you very much. I would be remiss to not take this opportunity to thank my lovely bride and my 3 children. Without their 4 votes, I would not be here. So with that being said, without the rest of your votes and your support, I would not be here either. And I greatly appreciate and am humbled by the responsibility that the citizens have continued to give me. I will continue to uphold what I've done in the past. You all have seen some of the things that I'm looking to do in the future, and obviously you like that. So, of course, I know that there are folks that did not vote for me, but that does not mean that I do not represent them. I represent everyone in Louisville, and if you have questions, comments, concerns, you all know exactly where to reach me. You know where I live. That may or may not be a good thing. But I'm always open and always appreciative of the input from all sides. So thank you again, and I'm really looking forward to this next 3 years. We meet again.
We do. It's a pleasure. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
T.J. Gilmore,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of Councilman, place number 3
the duties of the office of Councilman, Place 3
of the City of Louisville, State of Texas,
of the City of Louisville, State of Texas,
and I will,
and I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
and the charter and ordinances of this city.
and the charter and ordinances of this city.
And I further solemnly swear
And I further solemnly swear
that I have not directly nor indirectly
that I have not directly nor indirectly
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
contributed, nor promised to contribute
contributed, nor promised to contribute
any money or valuable thing,
any money or valuable thing,
or promised any public office or employment
or promised any public office or employment
as a reward
as a reward
for the giving
for the giving or withholding of votes
at the election at which I was elected.
at the election of which I was elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, Judge Holman. Yep.
If I could have anyone here related to Children's Mental Health Day, come join me at the podium, please. And I'm going to ask y'all if you'll introduce yourselves.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Alex Reed. I work for United Way of Denton County and serve as the backbone support to the Denton County Behavioral Health Leadership Team.
And I'm Tiana Gooden. I am the chairperson for the Watch Alliance, which is Wellness Alliance for Total Children's Health of Denton County.
I'm Sarah Walterscheid. I'm the Program Manager of Child and Adolescent Services at Denton County MHMR Center.
Well, thank you all for the work you do. I have a proclamation for you. Whereas addressing the complex mental health needs of children, youth, and families today is fundamental to the future of Louisville, and whereas the need for comprehensive, you want it on audio, right? And I speak loud, too. Got it. In my face. Whereas the need for comprehensive, coordinated mental health services for children, youth, and families places upon our community a critical responsibility, and whereas only 50% of Denton County children and adolescents receive needed mental health treatment, and whereas it's appropriate that a day should be set apart each year for the direction of our thoughts towards our children's mental health and well-being, and whereas the Denton County Behavioral Health Leadership Team, Denton County MHMR Center, United Way of Denton County, and the Wellness Alliance for Total Children's Health of Denton County, led by Cook's Children, through their prevention-based approaches to serving children and adolescents, are effectively addressing the mental health needs of children, youth, and families in our community. Therefore, Rudy Durham, Mayor of the City of Louisville, on behalf of the Louisville City Council, does hereby proclaim May 15, 2017 as Louisville Children's Mental Health Awareness Day. Congratulations and thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank
So that was
Oh, I'm sorry.
so they
running away.
stuck me with the microphone. If y'all would like to say anything, I would encourage you to.
Okay, I will. So this is really important to us and to our community. Unfortunately, children in Denton County that have behavioral health needs are 3 times as likely to be bullied, as well as only 50% of our kiddos that need mental health services access them annually. So awareness is very important to combat stigma so that kiddos can get help whenever they need it. So thank you guys for recognizing this for us today.
Absolutely. Would either of you like to say anything?
I think she said it perfectly.
Well, thank you very, very much for your hard
you.
work.
I
It's
appreciate it.
incredibly important to our community. Thank you. And we do appreciate it. I'll let you take that with you.
Great, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Need my cards.
Okay. Chief Kerbo, got a presentation.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Appreciate it tonight. I know I'm pleased to be here tonight to make some life-saving awards. But I can tell you there are 3 different people in our community who are certainly glad that I'm able to give these awards out tonight because their lives were saved by these 3 officers in 3 separate events. I'd like to ask Officer Joseph Fernandez, Officer Drake Bartlett, and Timothy O'Hare to join me down front. I'll read the separate citation, and for time's sake, let's hold our applause to the very end. This one is a life-saving award for Officer Joseph Fernandez. On January 24, 2017, Officer Joseph Fernandez was dispatched to a stabbing at Mira Vista Ranch Apartments, where he encountered the victim laying at the bottom of the stairs. The suspect was reportedly still in the apartment just above where Officer Fernandez was with the victim. The victim had a large open wound on her arm that appeared to be draining arterial blood. Officer Fernandez immediately applied a tourniquet to her arm, remaining with her until it was safe for paramedics to approach the scene. Paramedics transported her to Medical City Louisville, where she received 2 units of blood before being rushed to Denton Regional Emergency Surgery to repair the artery in her arm, which had been severed. For his heroic actions, Officer Fernandez is receiving a life-saving award. If not for his quick response and immediate action, this woman might not have had a successful recovery. On behalf of the City of Louisville and the Louisville Police Department, it is with great pride that I present to you the life-saving award. Life-saving award for Officer Drake Bartlett. On January 27, 2017, Officer Drake Bartlett responded to Home Depot on an unconscious employee. When Officer Bartlett arrived, he began performing CPR on the man until fire department personnel arrived. The man was transported to Medical City Louisville and was revived. For his heroic actions, Officer Bartlett is receiving a life-saving award. If not for his quick response and heroic actions, this man might not have made a successful recovery. So on behalf of the City of Louisville and the Louisville Police Department, it is with great pride that I present you a life-saving award. And then last, life-saving award for Officer Timothy O'Hare. On January 29th, January was a rough month. On January 29, 2017, Officer O'Hare was dispatched to a call for an unconscious person who had been complaining of pain in his arm and a headache prior to going to bed. Those symptoms sound familiar to anybody? When Officer O'Hare arrived, he found the man's wife performing CPR on her husband while he was still lying on the bed. Officer O'Hare was able to find a pulse on the man, so he moved the man to the floor to have a sturdy surface and began performing CPR. He continued CPR until fire department paramedics arrived on scene and took over the resuscitation efforts and transported the man to the hospital. Based on his heroic actions, Officer Timothy O'Hare is receiving a life-saving award. If not for his quick response and immediate actions, this man might not have had a successful recovery. So on behalf of the City of Louisville and the Louisville Police Department, it is with great pride that I present you with a life-saving award. Now, it's been my considerable experience that if you guys have family members here, you should introduce them to the crowd.
The only family member I have is my girlfriend, Priscilla. And then everybody in blue is my family, so. And then Officer Nico back there is my best.
I've got my girlfriend, Jessica, in the back. She's here tonight supporting me, so I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you.
Got my wife, Lindsay, and son, Xander, sister, Christian. Both my parents are all present tonight, and of course, everybody else who came. I appreciate it.
And we know that without family support at home, that the men and women of the Louisville Police Department and even the fire department can't do what we do for public safety's sake every day. Yeah, so thank y'all for being here tonight. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you, Chief. City Secretary?
Public hearing. Consideration of an ordinance granting a zone change request from Planned Development Old Town Mixed Use 2 District and Light Industrial District to Planned Development Old Town Mixed Use 2 District and 2 associated variances on 8.9 acres located on the north side of East College Street, approximately 940 feet east of North Keeley Avenue. On February 6, 2017, a PD was approved on 5.589 acres of this site. This proposed PD adds approximately 3.315 acres of land to the northwest portion of the site and includes a revised concept plan covering the entire 8.9 acres. 2 variances are requested. A, to allow 1.4 parking spaces per unit, and B, to allow alternative screening between residential and industrial uses. P&Z recommended approval by a vote of 5-0. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the proposed ordinance and 2 associated variances as set forth in the caption. Nika Reinecke, Director of Economic Development and Planning, and a representative from PSA Engineering are both present to answer any questions.
Mayor and Council, I have no public comment cards. If there is no additional comments, I'll accept a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of closing the public hearings, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now closed. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Yes, move to approve the proposed ordinance as presented with the 2 associated variances for parking and for screening.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
This is an ordinance of the Louisville City Council amending the zoning ordinance by rezoning an approximately 8.9 acre tract of land out of the East Sutton Survey Abstract Number 1167, located on the north side of East College Street, approximately 940 feet east of North Keeley Avenue, from Planned Development Old Town Mixed Use 2 District and Light Industrial District zoning to Planned Development Old Town Mixed Use 2 District zoning, correcting the official zoning map, preserving all other portions of the zoning ordinance, determining that the public interest and general welfare demand the zoning change and amendment therein made, providing for repeal or severability and a penalty, and declaring an emergency.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item H.
Visitor Citizen Forum. At this time, any person with business before the council not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the council. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting. I have no speaker cards.
Moving on to item I, consent agenda.
All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by the council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests. For a citizen to request removal of an item, a speaker card must be filled out and submitted to the city secretary. I have no cards submitted.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda.
To accept.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of accepting the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item J.
Number 5, consideration of a variance to Section 2-201 regarding a waiver of room rental fees and deposit associated with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving Victim Impact Panel from May 1st, 2017 to April 30th, 2018. Victim impact panels are conducted approximately once per quarter in the Glenmore Savage Community Room. The requested variance would waive $400 in room rental fees and a $300 deposit. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the variance as set forth in the caption. Pam Everett is here to answer any questions posed by council.
If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Consideration of a request to utilize city property for the CASA Triathlon, fundraising event, and of a variance to Section 2-201 regarding waiving special event permit fees. CASA is planning a triathlon event for June 11, 2017 at Toyota of Louisville Railroad Park. The event will be operated in the same manner as previous years. The total amount of the request for waiver of fees is $9,097.30. The recommendation is that the council approve the variance and use of city property as set forth in the caption. Sherry Gideon from CASA is present to answer any questions.
If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Glad to see this event coming back. That's really exciting. All right. Item 7.
Consideration of an ordinance approving a negotiated settlement between the Atmos City Steering Committee and Atmos Energy Corp. Mid-Tex Division regarding the company's 2017 rate review mechanism filings. On March 1st, 2017, Atmos made a rate review mechanism tariff filing requesting $57.4 million additional revenues on a system-wide basis. The Atmos City Steering Executive Committee recommends that all member cities adopt this ordinance approving the negotiated rate settlement of $48 million, resolving the 2017 RRM filing, and implementing the rate change, which will result in a 3.87% increase to residential rates effective June 1st, 2017. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption.
I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, approving a negotiated settlement between the Atmos City Steering Committee and the Atmos Energy Corp. Mid-Tex Division regarding the company's 2017 rate review mechanism filings, declaring existing rates to be unreasonable, adopting tariffs that reflect rate adjustments consistent with the negotiated settlement, finding the rates to be set by the settlement tariffs to be just and reasonable and in the public interest, requiring reconciliation and rate adjustments in federal income tax rate changes, terminating the RRM process for the 2018 pending renegotiation of RRM terms and conditions, requiring the company to reimburse ACSC's reasonable rate-making expenses, determining that this ordinance was passed in accordance with the requirements of the Texas Open Meetings Act, adopting a savings clause, declaring an effective date, declaring an emergency, and requiring delivery of this ordinance to the company and the ACSC's legal counsel.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 8, consideration of a resolution calling a runoff election to be held on June 10th, 2017 for place number 1 on the City Council. Approval of an election calendar and authorization for the mayor to sign the election order and certificate of runoff candidates. The names of the 2 candidates receiving the highest number of votes at the general election were Bob Troyer and Carolyn Wright, and their names shall be printed on the ballot and submitted to the qualified voters. City staff recommends the City Council call this election for June 10th, 2017, and conduct the canvassing of this election on June 19th, 2017. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the proposed resolution and election calendar as set forth in the caption.
Move to approve the proposed resolution and election calendar as set forth.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We are now to reports. And I think we have the Quality Investment Report, City Manager.
That would be Brenda, if you have any questions about that.
Looks good. Thank you. And Nika, just start on that side of the room and work our way across.
We're now signing up for the summer programs, so we have a lot of fun things going on. And on May 27th is our splash day at Sun Valley Aquatic Center. It's free for everyone. It is a busy day, but we welcome everyone to come out and join us.
Awesome. Thank you. All good? All right. Chief?
Thank you, sir. Just want to remind everybody, our next Coffee with the Cops is this Wednesday, May 17th, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Relevant Life Church, 331 East Church Street, here in beautiful Old Town. We invite everybody to come out and have coffee and enjoy some great conversation.
Thank you, sir.
The lake level's just below the conservation pool, about 2/10.
Nothing? Already been there? All right. All right. Councilman?
I got to say, I'm really excited about something. I haven't been this excited since we got to pick up trash back in April, but We have a great new item with the city that I hope everybody knows about because this is fantastic. There is now a live stream camera that you can get on the web and watch Ferguson Plaza 24 hours a day. So if you looked right now, there's actually a couple out there. They're taking pictures. It looks like graduation pictures, but it's fun to watch. I worked late, unfortunately, on the night of Keep Tradition Alive and couldn't make it, but I was able to tune in on the camera and watch firemen doing push-ups in the middle of the lawn. So it really is a great way to watch and see what's going on. I think this is good for everybody because we can't make it to every event. Sometimes there's people that have moved away from the city. This is a great way for them to get back in touch with the city and see the city. And, you know, you can't, like I say, you can't make it to every event. This is just kind of a fun way to see what's going on downtown. And you can go on cityoflouisville.com and then just search live feed or live webcam, and you should be able to find it through there. So it's a lot of fun. I encourage you to get on it and watch it.
Thank you, Councilman.
I just want to introduce to everyone that the Youth Action Council is now taking applications for teens between the age of 15 and 18 as of September 1st. It's going to be a great program. It's going to get youth involved in our city government, and we're going to have some special projects for them. All of the council will be involved in that, and we're looking forward to that. Also, one other thing, with the opening of the 3 restaurants, it has been absolutely fantastic to see all the people in Old Town Louisville. And when I got here in 2011, you could roll up the sidewalks coming up in Old Town on Main Street, but now it is hopping, and we got a lot of great stuff coming.
And you can watch them on the live webcam.
City Manager?
So I want to thank Hillary. She's been subbing for Bob. He retired just recently, and we have, though, offered the job to a new director that will be joining us on May the 30th. Stacy Anaya, she comes to us from the city of Corpus Christi, and Hillary shared with me how excited she was that Stacy would be here soon leading our department. So we're very excited. We will have a reception. Eric and I haven't planned the dates for that yet, but we will have a reception so the community can come in and meet Stacy.
Super. Thank you. Mayor?
Sure. I want to congratulate all the recent graduates and upcoming graduates from high schools and from colleges and their families. So I've been seeing quite a few people around, particularly at the colleges, and it's a big event for a lot of people.
Thank you, Mayor. I may need an assist from Mr. Kunke, but let me kick this off. The exhibit in the art gallery is going to be changing. We have a new exhibit coming in, Urban Texas, and that is the Visual Arts League. And I believe that show opens on the 20th. The cell phone shots exhibit in the north hallway will continue. So if you haven't seen that, you need to take that, and it's really fascinating. KLB is going to be doing a program that's part of their series, and the Garden Secrets class, and this time it's Gardening with Herbs. That'll be Thursday, May 18th at 6 p.m. Denton County Women's Leading Business Conference and Expo returns. This is put on by the Chamber of Commerce. It's been very successful in the past, drawing a lot of exhibitors and women, and will be, I think, a big success again this year, probably bigger than ever. We have Diversity Dance Company on Thursday, June 8th at 7 p.m. They'll be doing their annual dance studio recital, along with performances of their competition routines from the season. And then a big name some of you might recognize, Texas Tunes, on Saturday, June 10th, features John Ford Coley. And if you're thinking a name seems familiar, if you add England Dan in front, then you'll get the whole phrase. And that will probably sell out very, very quickly. And then on Sunday, July 9th, we have in the Black Box, we have Ronnie Cox, who you may know from a lot of different movies, RoboCop and Beverly Hills Cop, not a lot of cop movies, but a lot of different movies. Those are the two that pop into my head when I think of his face. He'll be actually performing, singing guitar on Sunday, July 9th at 6:30 p.m. And James, if you'll take anything else and the summer concert series lineup, I would appreciate it.
I'd be happy to, Councilman. The MCL Grand staff is taking a bit of a breather for the next couple of weeks after a very busy 6-week run of shows. But we are helping the Chamber of Commerce with an event that you mentioned during your report. This is the Women Leading Business Conference and Expo. We partner with the Louisville Area Chamber of Commerce on this event. They put it on, we provide the location, and try to help spread the word. This event has drawn a nice crowd. It is developing a reputation countywide, not just in southern Denton County, as a way for women who are maybe becoming established in business to learn from women who are well established and highly successful in business in a very informal but very productive way. So we encourage people to take advantage of that. And yes, the Sounds of Louisville concert series is upon us. It will be on Tuesday nights in June and July. We have a series of terrific tribute bands mostly, several of which have not been here before, including a Selena tribute and a Pink tribute. So we encourage people to come out for those free concerts on Tuesday nights during June and July. And as Councilman Daniels mentioned, if you can't come out here, you can't hear it, but you can watch it on our live cam.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Liz? Officer? Well, I want to thank the police as well for y'all being here and of course, the protection you give to the community. So thank you very much. And of course, your presence here as well. I did want to leave everyone with a quick reminder. It was maybe September or October of last year. James Kunke and I wandered around Old Town with a couple of entrepreneurs from the Four Seasons markets. And we were looking at an opportunity to get them down here. And then all of a sudden, I hear that we're having a market on Thursdays. And it has been phenomenal. I've been at all three of them, and residents have been coming out. So I really appreciate the support. But folks, we got to keep it going. If you want to have this this kind of event, we want to make sure that that we support them the way they're supporting us, and they're doing a wonderful job. Lots of great produce and different activities, as well as live music. So it's Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. And then in June and July, we're going to move over to Tuesdays, and it's going to coincide with the Sounds of Louisville concert series. One of the great things about this different timing is we get first pick, quite frankly, from a lot of the produce, and we're not competing with a lot of the Friday and Saturday markets, so we're actually giving these vendors an opportunity to sell on a different day, and expands their reach. So really appreciate staff driving that initiative, and I appreciate the residents coming out and spending their hard-earned money on some really wonderful products. So looking forward to Tuesday nights being really exciting down here. With that, I think we're done with reports. We have anything for closed session? We have nothing for closed section, so be happy to adjourn if I...
To adjourn.
I got a motion? I got a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.